Well, plenty of action lined up for you for today. It's day 4 of this test match, and pretty much by the end, we will have some kind of an idea where this test match is heading. I've been joined by Michael Atherton and Badit Khan. Athas, great day for England yesterday, just exactly what you would have wanted, capitalizing on these conditions. Some wonderful partnerships we got to see. But then, in the end, the story of the day was Joe Root. You know, that record of his, and generally as well, what a batsman he's been for England over the years.
Absolutely, a very special player, and it was a special day for him in the context of English cricket. Pakistan viewers wouldn't perhaps realise what a big day it was for Joe Root, because he became the highest run scorer of all time for England. So it's a very special record that has been held by Alistair Cook for 10 years or so, and before him Graham Gooch, David Gower, Geoffrey Boycott, Colin Cowdery. So some of the absolute greats of English cricket that have held this record. Now it's with Root. He isn't done yet. He's got a lot of cricket left in his legs. He's going to score a lot more runs, and I suspect by the time he finishes, that record's going to be in safekeeping for a long, long time.
Baz, another thing with him is that, you know, he likes to score these big hundreds. He's got a great conversion rate, so he's not somebody who settles for those 50s, often goes on to score 100. Then we've seen him score some double hundreds as well, and he's well on his way there. So that's been one of the highlights of his career as well.
Yeah, in a little part of his career, the conversion rate sort of fell away, and then I think it was after COVID, after lockdown, that he comes back and puts that to bed. He's worked a lot on his game through that little lockdown period. What I've heard, that he had a lot of analysis on the game, but you'll always remember him. I'm very biased to touch players, and he is one of those touch players, and he's almost a pure batter. So you remember him for his cover drive, his little dab to third. And you look at cricket, and obviously it's an entertainment sport. He's got a lot of runs, but all those runs are classy runs. You won't see Joe Root make ugly runs. And that's one thing that sticks with me whenever Joe Root bats. If he gets a 30, if he gets a 100, if he gets a 200, it's always classy. It's never a scratchy innings. It's never where he's been struggling. So that sticks to you always. Lots of these kinds of players. You go back to Mark Waugh, he's always made beautiful runs. So those kind of players, for me personally, I'm very biased towards them.
The other aspect is his hunger for the game, Athas. I mean, that's the one thing that we've seen throughout his career. He comes out and plays his game and really gives in his 100% every time he comes onto the field. So it just shows a lot about his character as well.
I think what it really shows is that he's got an absolute love for the game. He really enjoys playing cricket. I think if you don't love the game, eventually the schedule will get to you. You play, if you're a multi-format player, although he doesn't play much T20 cricket these days, but he has done in the past. You know, the schedule is absolutely unrelenting. You don't get many periods where you get a time away from the game. So you have to have that deep love for the game, and he's got that, and that means that he can come to the ground every day. He enjoys playing, he enjoys looking to improve. He's always first in the nets, he's often last out of the nets. I've never seen a great player yet that doesn't have a strong work ethic, but I think the most important thing, it's underpinned by a real enjoyment of the game.
How would you rate him in the all-time greats for England that have played Test cricket, just in terms of his sheer achievements and the fact that he still has a long way to go?
Absolutely. Well, he's as good as I've seen, and you know, I've been watching and playing and commentating on English cricket since the late 80s now, but you know, I haven't seen some of the great names of the past. You know, you can go back, whether it's Ted Dexter, Kenny Barrington, Peter May, Wally Hammond, Len Hunt and Jack Hobbs. These are some of the great names of English cricket. But what you have to say is that Joe Root is as good as any of them. I don't say definitively. You can say he's better than Hobbs or Hammond or these guys, but I would think it would be hard to combine the style and grace that Bazid touched on with the longevity and the hunger for runs. If you put all those things together, not many England batters have covered Joe Root.
Well, another guy who loves playing in Pakistan is Harry Brook, Baz. I mean, like we mentioned, he scored like around 500 runs the last time he toured Pakistan, and he seems to have sort of taken off from where he left. He's continuing to score his runs and just looks very comfortable out there. Every time you watch him bat, he's just been so prolific for England.
Yeah, the master and the apprentice, the partnership was. He is earmarked as one for future greatness, but that will come with time. And whenever he's been in Pakistan, he's been brilliant. I think he got a 100 for Lahore Qalandars, where we sort of stopped and looked at him and thought this guy's got something about him. And once he's in full flow, nobody really can stop him. But again, for him now to keep on developing or sustain his form and sustain that, it's going to be tough, because also for him it's all three formats, so that'll be a challenge for him. But you look at him now and you straight away think that he's destined for something really big.
Baz, from a Pakistan point of view, the bowlers were ineffective. Of course, these conditions are not great, but the fact that the spinners have not done well, their frontline spinners, Abrar was taken to the attack by the English batsmen. I mean, that's been one of the reasons we've seen, even against the series in Bangladesh, Pakistan hasn't really found an answer after, say, Yasir Shah or Saeed Ajmal, someone who can they sort of rely on as their frontline spinner.
Yeah, it's a problem that's come up when Pakistan has shifted back to Pakistan. In the UAE, the fourth innings, you could spin the opposition out. Yasir Shah got a lot of wickets there. You had Zulfikar Babar, you had Abdur Rahman and Saeed Ajmal. But once you've come back to Pakistan, you found it tough. And traditionally, it's been tough for spinners to actually run through opposition, apart from one venue, Faisalabad. The other venues don't really offer you that much. Now, the problem for Pakistan is that at the moment they haven't identified their strength, or at the moment haven't got a blueprint how to win at home. Jason Gillespie, when I asked him before the series or before the Bangladesh series, he said we're working on finding the strength. And that sort of showed in the way that the pitch was prepared. There was grass on it to hold it together, and it's also dry to maybe help it turn or get slower. So you don't really know, do you want to back your fast bowlers, do you want to back your spinners, where your strength lies, how you're going to get 20 wickets?
Yeah, lots of questions that need to be answered with regards to Pakistan and obviously their bowling, but they'll be hoping to turn things around today, maybe get a few wickets, who knows what happens. We'll take a short break and we'll be back just in a bit. Back on pitch side, and there's been a lot of talk around the pitch and how it's not been that effective for the fast bowlers or the spinners. Not much in there, but it's day 4 of this test match and we saw a couple of cracks, some deviations here and there. Let's find out if it's changed altogether or a little bit from Ramiz Raja.
Temperatures around 27, 28 degrees, but we know in Multan the afternoon sessions can be a bit hotter. What about the pitch? Well, the grass has been taken off, and yesterday there was just one bowling spell from Naseem Shah, which excited the Pakistani camp, because out of the 37 balls that he bowled from the pavilion end with the second new ball, only 11 were able to do more than 1 degree angle, and he pitched the ball around this good length area, which is about 7.8 meters from the stumps. Now that could be because of the cracks. Now today the cracks have opened up definitely if you're looking at the same area, and the grass has been taken off as well, so the pitch looks just a little bit abrasive, but still no demons in this track. What you have to do is to cover the line and bat successfully. The only thing that may just hamper Pakistan's progress is the technical efficiency, because of late they have not really batted well in the last days of the test match. Day 4, day 5 have been just a little bit tough for them to survive. So more than the technical efficiency of the track, I think it's the mental efficiency that will be required to survive this scare from England.
Well, still no demons in the pitch is what Ramiz Raja is saying. I mean, we've all had a look at it from afar. Athas, you were there, out there as well. Does it look like it's going to play any differently, or is it just going to be a great day for batters once again?
It ain't going to play any differently. It's going to be a great day for batting. It is as hard and as flat as Nasser Hussain's tennis court at his house in England. It is doing nothing. There's a few more cracks, but the cracks are solid. They're not moving at all. It is what we call in England a road. And what a pitch needs to offer is a balance between bat and ball. That may come, we don't know what will happen on day 4, day 5, but so far it's been too much in favour of the bat.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see how day 4 ends and whether it's going to help Pakistan's bowlers at all, if at all. We're going to take a short break. When we do come back, we'll hear from one of the star players from England. Well, England scored lots and lots of runs yesterday, and we saw some brilliant partnership between Joe Root and Harry Brook. But one of the contributions also came from Ben Duckett. There was an injury scare. He got hit on the thumb, but he came out all guns blazing, scoring that 84. Arooj Mumtaz caught up yesterday with him.
Well, you sit in a very comfortable position with the trail just at 71. How do you see this game play out?
I think we keep batting, and we've got all day tomorrow. Try and go past them, and then we'll hopefully have a day to try and bowl them out on a day 5 pitch that might give us a bit more spin and invariable bounce.
You had a fantastic outing yourself with the bat, 84, but you had the box office seat to the maestro score his runs from the other end, Joe Root. A word on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to know what to say. He's obviously gone past Alistair Cook for the most runs ever for England. It's one of those, we're seeing greatness in front of our eyes, but Rooty's extremely humble, and it doesn't really feel like that when you're batting with him. I know every time he puts an England shirt on, he wants to score hundreds for us. In the last kind of 6 months, he's been potentially in the form of his life. So long may it continue.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, Ben Duckett was asked that question about the declaration, the all-important declaration. Is it too early to be talking about that? Because he did mention that they've got the whole day. But knowing England's mindset, if they are in a position, they're always looking for that win.
Well, they'll have in their own mind what is an ideal scenario for today. So they're trailing by 64 at the moment. At yesterday's rate, they scored 130 per session. They scored 390 odd runs in the day. So if you bat for 2 sessions at that rate, you're going to be 200 runs on at tea time. And I think that would be England's ideal scenario. Get 200 ahead and then get Pakistan under pressure in that third innings. It may not pan out like that. There's a long way to go before you get to that. But I think you want to have in your mind what your plan is and what your ideal scenario is. And I reckon that would be about right for England. Bat at yesterday's rate, 200 on by tea, 4 sessions to have a crack at Pakistan.
What's the plan then, quickly, Bazit, for Pakistan?
Firstly, I think Arooj should interview Duckett every day because they're absolutely high level. That's the interview that should happen every day, not anybody else, because it's up there, it's there. That's a good one. Yeah, for Pakistan, you need wickets. You can't defend anymore because England will blow you away with the runs on the board. And once you're under pressure, no matter how flat the pitch is, we've seen Pakistan have their struggles in the third innings.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your thoughts. It'll be interesting to see how this day pans out. For Pakistan, you heard it from Bazit that they need wickets. Ramiz Raja talking to the curators as well, trying to find out where Pakistan can find those wickets from as well. We'll take a short break. When we do come back, we'll bring you all the live action. Don't go anywhere.